Well, we certainly can if they adjust the schedule and they let them play the fraudulent Utah Jazz every single night. I mean, my God. Quinn Snyder, while you know how the Lakers won that game at the end? They went centerless, and they made a mockery of Rudy Gobert. And then they did the same thing a few weeks ago. Oh, Wilds, I apologize for getting on your corner that you were the one man on that the Jazz have a huge problem, which is Rudy Gobert on both sides of the court. My bad, Wilds. Right. My bad, Wilds, for trying to take that corner from you. But I don't want to sit here and criticize Quinn Snyder because Quinn Snyder, after the game, had the courage to call LeBron James the greatest player ever. And because LeBron James is the greatest player ever, I actually kind of tried to do a Quinn Snyder hairdo today in honor of that comment. Yeah, you can keep him afloat. Because we have to define what afloat means, Broussard. All the Lakers need to do the rest of the year is play 500 basketball. You play 500 basketball, and I believe you can end up where they must end up if they want to have any chance of making noise in the playoffs, which is when the regular season ends, the 8 seed. The reason I think that is critical is if you are the 7 or the 8 seed, if you win that first play-in game, you're the 7 seed. And as many issues as the Lakers have had this year, I think they could beat Golden State in a 7-game series. I truly do. I do not think if they're playing Phoenix in round 1, they can beat them. I think they would need a lot of things to happen before they could beat Phoenix in round 1. So if you're in the 7 or 8 spot, you win that play-in game, you get to the 7 spot, you get Golden State, and you see what happens. Can LeBron James, who last night had 15 in the fourth quarter, made multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert looks foolish, can he help carry them? Or can he carry them? Yeah, I think he can. Can he carry? Can they be 10-5 without Anthony Davis? No. But could they be 8-7 if he misses 15 games? I think they could. I think that's all they need to do. So my answer is yes.
All right. Well, look, I feel like I'm going on about 15 minutes of sleep from last night because that game, for those that didn't stay up and watch it, LeBron was phenomenal. That was not only one of his best games of the season, but that was one of the best individual performances I've seen this season. And I know the numbers, they were great, but they don't suggest, wow, was that one of the best 5 performances of the year? But that was old, vintage LeBron James. That was not just LeBron filling up the stat sheet. That was LeBron dominating the game and willing his team to victory like he's done most of his career. And it was against a good team. Nick's right, the Jazz, they don't have a chance to win the championship, but they are what they are, which is a very good team in the regular season. And, you know, they're not going to win a title, though. They never won a title, even with Malone and Stockton. They're not about to do it with Gobert and Mitchell. But LeBron was great. I just wanted to get that out there. And I was so hyped after that performance that I couldn't really get a good night's sleep. So I was tossing and turning all night because he played so well. But that said, Nick, you hit it. Because I was going to say, in the spirit of Bill Clinton, let's define what a float is, right? What is the meaning of a float? Like he said, what is the meaning of is? What is the meaning of is, the former president said. But I think a float, if you're saying, are they going to rise up and get out of the play-in, go up to the 6th seed without AD? No, they're not going to do that. And that would be great if they could, but they won't. Will they fall out of the play-in, meaning fall below the 10th seed, Wiles? No, I don't think they'll do that either. I think they'll remain in that 8th or 9th spot without AD. Because as great as LeBron was last night, I don't expect those types of performances. Yeah, the numbers maybe, but I don't expect him to be able to dominate games the way he did last night. I think he was hyped up. Aaron Donald was in the front row. He clearly was playing to Aaron Donald. I think he was a bit upset that nothing was done at the trade deadline. And so he went out there and had one of his angry performances. But while they've lost 8 of the last 13 games LeBron has played, many of them with Anthony Davis. His knee, he still said his knee is still going to be an issue. It's just like the high ankle sprain where it's not going to get better unless he rests, and he's not going to rest. So I think they'll pretty much remain where they are. Yeah, that's a float, but don't look for them to rise like the Phoenix.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.